Coming up on the Suze Orman Show.
Are you taking personal responsibility for your money? Tonight, what happens if you don't? Also, I looked at the credit limit on your credit cards, and you're maxed out.
We needed school clothes and school supplies and Christmas presents.
Did I just hear you say you needed Christmas presents?
No, we didn't need Christmas presents.
And you asked me, can I afford it?
My car is getting older and I want to replace it with a new Fisker Karma.
Do you really think you can afford this?
Oh boy, I'm in trouble here.
Hi everybody, I'm Suze Orman and you are watching the Suze Orman Show. Tonight, I want to talk to all of you about personal responsibility, where you own up to the truth and take responsibility for the personal financial situation that you have created for yourselves. So many times, and you are going to see this all throughout tonight's program, so many times you get yourself in a situation not because that's where you want to be or you're being irresponsible with how you're spending money, but simply because you are not checking credit reports, so you do not know if somebody has stolen your credit or not. You are believing financial aid people that are telling you that you can qualify and you can get more student loans than maybe you can pay back. You aren't getting involved with your money enough to make wise, intelligent decisions because why? You just don't want to. You want to believe when a financial advisor tells you to do this, and you just want to believe that it's the best thing for you without doing your research. And then years go by and you realize, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I waste all that money? So tonight is the night that I want you to start to think as you look over all of your money, as you see all of these people that are about to come on the show tonight. Where are you lacking in personal responsibility when it comes to your money? Have you opened up your credit card statements? Have you totaled how much debt you have? Do you know how much money you actually have coming in and what's going out? And are you wasting money, but you don't know because you've never done the numbers? So if you do not take personal responsibility, you are going to be so angry at yourself for the time, the money, and everything that you have ruined simply because you were either too lazy, you didn't think you could, or you didn't want to. You need to change that, and you need to change that right here and right now. And that brings me to my one-on-one tonight. Juniper is here from Portland, Oregon. She is 40 years old, divorced, and the mother of 3, ages 16, 12, and 6. Juniper is a naturopathic physician. Now, that is a doctor that uses a more holistic approach. But she is so deep in debt, I may need to perform some serious financial surgery here. Now, how much in debt is Juniper? Are you all ready for this? She is $240,000 in student loan debt, $40,000 of credit card debt, $17,000 in car loan debt. That's almost $300,000. So Juniper, you and I both know that is a lot of money to owe.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And here's what really makes it a lot of money. Most of the time when we are talking to a doctor, and they have $200,000, $300,000 of student loan debt, they also are making enough money to be able to pay that off because they are making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. You bring home approximately from where you work, like $4,500 right in there somewhere after taxes, right?
Correct.
Okay, that is the problem here. So tell me, what brought you to finally, at this point in time, want to be on the Suze Orman Show?
Mostly the fear that I feel. You know, I'm a doctor and I hear stories from people every day. And I see that what stops people from being their whole selves is being scared most of the time.
Yeah.
And yet I would find myself every month or more than once a month, staying up all night, being scared because I knew bills were coming and I didn't know how I was going to pay them. And I don't want to live that way. It feels hypocritical for me to be healing people and trying to get people to be their best selves when I'm going home and putting my head in the sand and being scared about my money situation.
Yeah. How do you think, and why do you think you let it get so bad? Because this just didn't happen this week. And truthfully, you know, I already knew this before I looked at your paperwork. I looked at the credit limit on your credit cards, and you're maxed out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happens to be, and I want everybody watching right now, can you just think about this? That is always the breaking point that gets somebody to come on the Suze Orman Show, because they are going smack up against the credit card truth of the credit card companies aren't going to lend me any more money, so I can't live this financial lie anymore, so now I am forced to deal with the truth. What allowed you to live such a lie for all these years?
Well, I'm a single parent.
Yes.
And I was starting my own business at the same time. And, you know, if I had not relied on that credit every month, then it would, you know, like my son broke his 4 front teeth when he was 2 and it cost $4,000. I didn't have $4,000, so it had to go on the credit. You know, we needed school clothes and school supplies and Christmas presents and things that we do in our culture to provide for our children.
Did I just hear you say you needed Christmas presents?
No, we didn't need Christmas presents.
Right.
But
so then is that possible that during those years there were many things that you really didn't need, but that you felt like you wanted to provide because you were a single mother and you were making up for the fact that there wasn't a father in this scenario?
I don't know if a father per se, but definitely one income, you know, and wanting my children to not feel different from their friends and their peers and other families, not having the same things as them.
And how do you think your children feel today?
They are pretty happy, actually. They have no idea anything is wrong. I don't show them my stress about money. You know, I'm honest with them and will say, you know, we don't have money for that when they ask for things, but I don't act like it's hurting me. One thing for me growing up, my parents were always very, very worried about money. And it was really, really scary for me as a kid. And I'm very conscious of passing that on to them. I don't want them to feel that worry. I don't think it's fair to children to have to live with their parents' fear.
But here we now have a problem. And we have a problem because you spend more per month than you bring in. You don't have access to credit cards anymore because you're almost totally maxed out. And we have a student loan that didn't start at $240,000. This student loan has mushroomed over time because you deferred it, you defaulted on it, you did all of these things, and now we're in a situation where it's almost impossible for you to pay this student loan back on the standard method of paying it back because you don't have the money. When you took out these student loans, you took out approximately $140,000, $150,000 of student loans to begin with. Did you know how much money you would earn as a naturopathic doctor?
Not in concrete terms, no.
No. So you never did the exercise of, my payments on these student loans will be X. I'm only going to be making Y. There is no way, therefore, that I can pay these payments, and therefore I cannot take out these loans.
No.
In fact, according to your paperwork, you say that you actually had financial aid people and counselors encouraging you to take more and more money out. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. I was told multiple times to not worry about it because I was going to be a doctor.
So everybody watching right now, I do not care what anybody says to you. I do not care that advisors or whatever say, take out these student loans, it's okay. You are never to take out more in student loans than what you are going to make your first year. So your downfall has helped, hopefully, a lot of people.
I do hope so. I will tell people who come to me asking if they should go into this practice, and I tell them to crunch the numbers, and I wish I had.
All right, so let's just see if we can give you an action plan, step by step, to start to turn this situation around. You are going to claim bankruptcy with the $40,000 of credit card debt that you have because you do not have the money to pay them anymore. That is wiped clean. With the money that you were paying towards your credit card debt, you have approximately $30,000 of a private student loan. Private student loans are not forgiven under any circumstance.
Right.
You need
and that's
to
the one I'm paying the most on.
All right. You need to take whatever you can and get rid of that private student loan. The other student loans can be consolidated and go under IBR, income-based repayment. But we already know that if you go under IBR, after the time is up, the 25 years, you will owe income tax to the tune of about $85,000. How do you get out of that? I want you to think about going to work for a nonprofit corporation, do public service, go under IBR with everything except, obviously, your private student loan. In 10 years, whatever you owe is forgiven and you do not owe income tax on it. The most important thing, however, that you must do is you must sit down with your children, and not from a place of fear or anxiety, but from a place of strength and honesty. Tell them the situation that you have gotten yourself into, and you need their help to get you out. You are now going to make finances a family affair. That 16-year-old, he's going to go out and get himself a job. And that 16-year-old is going to take money and bring it home and not save it for himself, but contribute to the household. Let them see the reality of when you are irresponsible with facing the truth, what it can cause. But do it in a way that's uplifting and from strength. You can turn this around. But you are going to have to take now these drastic steps to do so. You can do this, Juniper. Do you believe that?
I do. I do, because I've done other things, and I have to be able to do it here, too.
All right, girlfriend. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Did I hear you right when you said your mother, put student loans in your name?
She did.
I'm having a really hard time understanding how you all could have such a close bond to your mother, who has essentially ruined all of your financial lives for you. And later, in wanting something, ask me, can I afford it?
We'd like to buy a nice dinner together where we can enjoy our accomplishments and enjoy some great food together.
Do you have the restaurant picked out? Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Sasha, coming to us from Georgia. Go for it.
Susie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am good, and I'm hoping that you can help me.
I'm hoping I can make you go from good to great. Go for it.
Awesome. Well, since I was about 15, my mother has had a shopping addiction. And it's not just affecting me, it's affecting everyone in the immediate family. I've started to notice credit cards, other bills, even student loans that she put in my name. And I'm trying to kind of separate myself from this financial disaster. I'm 25 now. I would love to buy a house at some point in my life. So I'm just trying to figure out which steps do I need to take in order to, cure myself of this financial hole and be this financial responsible person.
Did I hear you right when you said your mother, put student loans in your name?
She did.
She did. And are they paid off, or are they still out there?
No, they're still out there. It's
How much?
$100,000 worth of student loans.
In your name?
In my name.
You do understand you are responsible for those, and they are not dischargeable in bankruptcy. You do understand that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And she's not offering a dime.
And she's not paying for them, correct?
Nope.
No. So you do understand that that $100,000 is going to grow to $200,000 to $300,000. Are you currently paying on those student loans?
I currently just started paying on those.
You did. And now, are you close with your mother?
Very close. That's the thing. We have a strong bond. And other than that, she's a great mom. I can honestly say I never wanted for anything. But this credit issue is it's really tearing me up, and I can't go to anyone in the family because she blackmails us all in order to continue to keep using us for our credit. So,
all right, so
I don't know.
Here's the first thing I would do if I were you. I would freeze my credit and lock it down so that she can no longer open up any additional credit cards in my name, okay? So, and I would tell my other siblings this as well. So I would lock her out because otherwise she will find a way to continue to open up credit cards in all of your names, because I'm assuming she just didn't do this to you, she did it to all of her kids, correct?
Exactly.
All right. I'm having a really hard time understanding how you all could have such a close bond to your mother, who has essentially ruined all of your financial lives for you.
It's difficult.
Yeah, but you do it.
It's difficult, but we do it. She's our mom.
No, she is a person who has ruined your credit, ruined your financial life, and took out $100,000 student loan. We are talking about, I don't know what you do, Sasha, but you better be making a whole lot of money. Otherwise, how are you going to pay these? Do you have the money to pay these loans off?
I don't.
You don't. So how much money do you make per year?
Roughly about $30,000.
You make $30,000 per year. How do you pay off a $100,000 student loan, and how much credit card debt do you have?
I don't know, because I've never applied for a credit card myself.
All right, so here's the very
her.
first thing you have to do. You all need to go to annualcreditreport.com and get your credit report for free. What you really should be doing is going and getting all 3 credit reports and checking your FICO scores and making sure, what do you really owe? What is really going on? I would not be shocked if I were you to find out that you are $50,000 or $60,000 in credit card debt, and so are your other siblings. So we may have a situation now where you are going to be, number one, forced to claim bankruptcy. You're going to spend $1,000 a month paying off this student loan. That's $12,000 per year. You don't even bring home more than $20,000 a year. How are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to live? But yet you have a strong bond with your mother, who has ruined your financial life. And because none of you are willing to really say what's true for you, she is going to go ahead and do this to you, your siblings, your children, and anybody else that allows her to do it. She may have given you everything that you wanted for your past, but she has taken away your financial future if you allow this to continue on. So, steps for you. Get angry and tell her about it. You are out of touch with the reality of this situation. Number 2, you are to check your FICO scores and your credit reports. Number 3, after you have done that, you are to put a credit freeze on everything so she can't do this anymore. And then we need to figure out where you go from here, because you may need to claim bankruptcy and take some drastic measures to be able to deal with this $100,000 of student loan debt. We have problems, and I need you to start dealing with them.
Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
I would like to buy a Long Jeans Heritage watch for $3,100.
Tick, tick, tick. Can you hear the ticking of it?
Also,
My car is getting older, and I want to replace it with a new Fisker Karma. I own my own home outright.
Well, that's good.
Because
You can't go living in that little car. I think it only seats 2. Anyway, go on.
I might have to when you're done with me.
want to buy?
Fisker Karma.
Cooking lessons with my boyfriend.
8-day bike tour of Yellowstone.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Can I Afford It segment. This is where you call in. You tell me what it is that you want to buy, and I ask you a few questions and tell you if you can afford it or not. I think I'm going to surprise you tonight. Are you ready? Ben, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Ben.
Well, my boyfriend and I are both finishing up our PhDs here pretty soon, and we've both managed to come this far in our education without having any student loan debt, and we're both first-generation college students. So to celebrate, we'd like to buy a nice dinner together where we can enjoy our accomplishments and enjoy some great food together.
So you want to spend $400 on a dinner, correct?
That's right.
Do you have the restaurant picked out?
Yes, we do.
You do? All right. Maybe you could tell me afterwards. Anyway, sweetheart, show me the money.
All right. We have $4,850 a month combined income each month. Our expenses are $3,395 a month, of which $1,530 a month is for rent. We have no debt. We have $40,000 liquid savings and $5,000 in retirement.
Approved, 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 approved. I'm not even going to let you wait for that one. You have more than you need in an emergency fund. You're so young. You're doing so great. Oh, go out and have a great time. All right, David, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. It's a pleasure. My wife and I are such huge fans.
Thank you, sir. What do you want to buy?
Well, my car is getting older, and I want to replace it with a new Fisker Karma.
You want to spend $110,000 on a car? I just have to ask, how much did you spend on your last car?
Oh, well, a lot less than that.
I betcha.
It's not that much more than the other cars that I would buy now.
Oh, so now you want to go and spend $110,000 on a car. Is that the same car that Justin Bieber drives?
Well, yes, it is, but it's green. It's also sexy.
It's sexy, all right, I don't know. I have this gut feeling that nobody in the United States really knew about this car until when? Until Justin got his. All right, anyway, boyfriend, show me the money.
Okay, Susie, my average monthly income is $9,940, of which $2,500 is rental income.
So you are going to work and have income for almost 1 year to pay for this car? One year of your life to pay for a car? 1 year? Keep going, David. Keep going.
All right. Expenses are $7,332 a month.
Yep.
I own my own home outright.
Well, that's good. Because you can't go living in that little car. I think it only seats two. Anyway, go on.
I might have to when you're done with me. $146,000 on a 30-year fixed loan at 3.75 on a second home.
You could just take that money and pay off these mortgages, but go on.
Oh, boy, I'm in trouble here.
Can you feel it coming, sweetheart? All right, go on.
$57,000 on a HELOC on a rental property.
Yeah.
And $20,000 on a student loan, but that's a co-sign for my son, and he's been paying that.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Savings, I have about $460,000 liquid.
Yeah.
$150,000 in special accounts for taxes that are going to be due this year.
Yeah.
$479,000 in investments, and about $485,000 in retirement accounts.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Well, I'm being traded in the car that I have.
How much are you going to get for that?
Around 9 or 10.
All right, so you still are going to have to come up with $100,000. How are you going to do that?
Well, I'm going to take it right out of liquid, and there's also a $7,500 tax credit I get, Susie.
On it, and so here's the thing. I just have to say, do you really think you can afford this? Come on.
I'm only concerned because I'm 57 and I don't want it to mess up my retirement in a couple of years.
Yeah, and does your wife really think that you can afford it?
She Just enjoy your money.
Enjoy your money. Are you ready for my answer, David?
Oh, Susie, I hope so.
David, you are approved.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Susie.
All right, but let me tell you how you are approved. David, I went through all your paperwork, and you happen to have a whole life insurance policy that has a $75,000 cash value in it that you are spending $200 a month on. That is a total waste of time and money. If you are willing to cash that out, take that $75,000 plus your $10,000 and then maybe another $20,000 from your money and you can buy it outright, okay. If you are not willing to do that, then you are denied. Got it? Dominic, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I would like to buy a Longines Heritage watch for $3,100.
You can't even say the name, let alone buy it.
I know I had to stutter for a second.
All right, no problem. I do that all the time, but then they just make me retake it. So you want a Longines Heritage watch for $3,100, boyfriend? Show me the money.
All right, Susie. Take home is $97.64 a month combined between me and my wife.
Yeah.
Our expenses are $26.86 a month.
You are looking good, boyfriend. You're looking good.
And that includes our house, which we have $108,000 left on for 30 years, fixed at 5.25.
Why aren't you refinancing that? That's another story. Refinance. Keep going.
Our savings is $53,000 liquid. I have $12,000 in investments and $70,000 in retirement.
Well, guess what? Tick, tick,
What,
tick,
Susie?
tick. Can you hear the ticking of it? Can you hear it?
I can't hear.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All right, you're approved, boyfriend, because you, especially at your age of 26, I don't know, I'm going to watch you live a long life. Get that? Longage? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Laura, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. Thanks so much for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Anytime, what do you want to buy?
I would like to buy cooking lessons with my boyfriend.
Oh, cooking lessons for $250.
Right, that's for both of us because we work opposite schedules, so it's kind of hard for us to spend time together.
Does he like to cook?
He loves to cook, as do I.
Oh, so all right, that's good, because I have to tell you, if KT wanted me to take cooking lessons with her, I'd be like, are you kidding me? Anyway, show me the money.
I have about $3,000 of income and take-home pay a month.
Yes.
I have about $2,339 a month in expenses, which does include $830 in rent.
Great.
I have no debt. And in savings, I have $20,000 in liquid, $5,000 in investment, and $5,000 in retirement.
There we go. I can smell the aromas. You've been approved of all of this great food that you're going to cook. Again, you are doing just great. I love this. All right, Patty, what do you want to buy? Come on, you're our last one today.
I want an 8-day bike tour of Yellowstone.
An 8-day bike tour of Yellowstone. Well, I have to admit, Yellowstone is absolutely wonderful. Why do you want to do it on bike versus hiking, car, whatever?
Well, I've wanted to see Yellowstone for a long time. I want to see it not from a parking lot or car window, but moving through it.
Got it. And all right, you want to do a bike tour. All right, show me the money.
I have got a $5,900 monthly income.
That's good.
Expenses of right around $3,800.
All right.
A mortgage, $98,000 at 15 years at 3%.
Yeah.
And my savings, I've got $73,000 liquid. I've got $35,000 in investments and retirement, $271,000.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Well, I was thinking income, savings, and maybe work a little more.
And work a little more and do that. All right, so you're 52 years of age. We have $271,000 in retirement. We have liquid money. We have good investments. You still have time left to pay on your house. Not so bad. Again, a very easy decision. You have been denied. All right, and the reason, listen closely. If you were 25, not 52, no problem. 35, no problem. At 52, you are so far short in retirement and what you are going to need over the next 15 years to then say bye-bye to the workplace or whatever, that I'm afraid every single penny needs to be counted right now. And that includes what? The money for a bike tour. just go and see it, not on a bike tour. Want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you will find the information that you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And guess what? If you are chosen to be on the Can I Afford It segment, guess what you're going to be able to afford? One of these great T-shirts that says if I approved or denied you. Now, you can't go buying these T-shirts anywhere. You can't find these T-shirts anywhere. You can only get them here if you're on the Can I Afford It segment. So come on and give it a try. Next, I tackle trending topics in Ask Suze. Did you ever keep track of how much money you actually put into this policy?
I put in just short of $11,000.
Oh, stop. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in the control room at CNBC headquarters. Do you recognize it by now? This is where all the magic really happens. So many ways that you can play with us here on the Suze Orman Show. Take a look at your screen. You can email, join me on Facebook. You can send in a tweet, and if you put hashtag Ask Suze and it comes here and we choose it, oh, I will answer it on the air. Let's see what's trending right now. All right, we have at Aaron Stration. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm 22 and have a year left of nursing school. College debt of $20,000. What should my first financial steps be when I get out of school? So first of all, congratulations, girlfriend. I hope you have a great life ahead of you. But that great life will be created if the very first thing you do is to pay attention to your $20,000 of a student loan debt. You're going to have to figure out, how do you pay that? You are never to default on it. You are never to put it into forbearance or deferment. Your first step is figure out how to pay back that student loan. Are you going to do it on the standard method, the extended method? What are you going to do? If you just take care of that, the rest will fall into place. Let's see what else is trending. We have at Equalizer 007. Should I refi my mortgage with 4 years left at 5.375%? Boy, that's a hard one, sweetheart. And the reason that it's hard is right now you're really mainly paying off your principal more than even paying interest. But here's what I would do if I were you. Why don't you see what it would cost you to refinance for 4 years? Don't refinance for 10, 15, or 20. Don't entice yourself to possibly spend less now so that you can draw it out. Refinance for 4 years. See what it would cost you to refinance for 4 years. At today's lower interest rates, you could probably get maybe 2.5%. And then see if the monthly savings that you are going to save within those 4 years will pay for the closing costs within 1 or 2 year period of time. If it does, refinance. If it doesn't, congratulations, in 4 years, you are going to own your house outright. Let's go to the webcam. We are going to Valerie, coming to us from Florida. Girlfriend, what do you need to know?
Hi, Suze. I have an old variable life insurance policy that I haven't funded for a pretty long time. And it has a net cash surrender value of about $9,400. I was planning to fund my Roth IRA about 2 to 3 years with that money, but I just want to double check. Are there any tax repercussions if I do that?
Well,
all the premiums were paid after tax.
Well, let's talk about this. First of all, you must have purchased the variable life before you started watching the Suze Orman Show, because we all know that Suze Orman hates variable life, whole life, universal life in most circumstances, not all. So how much did you ever keep track of how much money you actually put into this policy?
I put in just short of $11,000.
Oh, stop. You put in $11,000 and your cash value is $9,400, correct? So you are taking out less than you put in. Therefore, no tax consequences whatsoever. But don't you find it fascinating that you're taking out less than when you put in, when I am sure that the insurance agent who sold you that policy told you that this money would grow and grow and grow, and they actually showed you a benefit of how much money you would have after all these years, didn't they?
They did.
And you don't have that, do you?
No, if I died, my husband would get $59,000 and change.
Oh, how great if you had taken that money and gotten a term life insurance policy at your age. Your husband would not be getting $59,000. Your husband very easily could have gotten quite a few $1 million if you died, but then you might have to watch your back, but that's besides the point. So yeah, you should absolutely get out of that policy, take that money and put it to good work by funding a Roth IRA as long as you are working and you have income, and just don't make that mistake again. All right, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next. Ann wants to know, Susie,
how are we doing?
You said he wants you to retire. You did not say, I want to retire. Do you love what you do? Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. I'm 53, and my husband is 45. We want to try and retire together, but because I'm older, we don't know if we can make this work. He'd like me to retire in 8 years at 62, but realizes he'll only be 54 and knows he needs to work longer. We'd both be willing to take on part-time jobs after our official retirement, but our goal is to maintain our current lifestyle where we can golf, bike, and possibly do more traveling. Susie, how are we doing?
Good evening, my dear Ann. How are you tonight?
I'm good, Susie. Thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime, as I'm watching the video there, the little, they call it a package that they did on you, you said he wants you to retire. You did not say, I want to retire. You didn't even say, we want to retire. This brilliant 45-year-old currently says he wants you to retire. Do you love what you do?
I do.
I had a feeling you love what you do. Does he love what he does?
No.
Oh, how did I know that? All right. So he wants you to give up something that you love because he doesn't love what he does. So he's projecting that let's retire, let's golf, let's work part-time as if you can find part-time jobs, and da-da-da-da, and let's do all that. All right, girlfriend, before we look at your finances, do you think you have what it takes to retire in 8 years from now? And if you do, what grade would you give yourself in terms of being able to do that?
I would say we probably don't. I'm going to give myself or ourselves a C to a C minus.
All right, let's look at your numbers here. They have $465,000 approximately in retirement, $9,100 in an emergency fund. They have been playing a lot of golf anyway, $5,400 in investments, $423,000 is the current value of their home. They have no debt except for $188,000 of mortgage debt. So their net worth currently is $714,000. Your monthly income take home is $8,832. Your monthly expenses are $5,856, which gives you an excess of $3,000 per month.
I didn't realize we had that much excess money until I filled out the spreadsheet. To see those numbers, we should be able to save a lot of money.
Which is why when we show you and we do these numbers, it's so that you can see you should be saving $3,000 a month, but you're not saving $3,000 a month because you are spending that money and you don't even have an accounting of where you are spending that money. And so therefore, you actually are spending more than you have any idea. All right, if I were going to give you a grade in terms of can you and husband retire in 8 years? Absolutely not. You have flunked this so bad, I can't even tell you. You have gotten a big fat F from me. And this is the reason why. Not only do you currently not have a will and not have a trust, currently your monthly expenses are about $5,800 a month. I'm going to leave them right around $5,800 to $6,000 because when you retire, you're going to need long-term care insurance, you're going to need health insurance, and your own expenses are going to go up because you have to have this money last for at least 30 years. if you do everything the way that you're doing right now, you don't change anything, you're only going to have about $400,000 saved in 8 years. That plus Social Security after taxes gives you about $3,000 to $4,000 a month of income. You are $2,000 a month short because your husband cannot touch his retirement because he's still too young. And I can't count on you getting part-time jobs because we don't know where the economy's going to be. Here is your way to an A, girlfriend. You are not to retire from a job that you love, and he is just to suck it up and stick in there with whatever. You are not going to retire in 8 years. If you just retire in 14 years, you work 6 years longer than your husband wants you to, all right? And you get a will and a trust. And you save the money that you are now paying towards your house because you now own it outright. Do you know you're going to have an extra $1.5 million approximately than you would have now? At 67, you are going to start Social Security. When he gets to full Social Security age, if he wants to, he can claim half of your Social Security, put his on suspension, and then when he turns 70, he will stop claiming half of yours and he will claim his full Social Security at that time. When you do all of those things, you will be absolutely fine, but you are not retiring in 8 years. Got it?
Got it. Thanks, Susie.
Good. Up next, one more thing that I want you to know. Every single financial disaster in your life very possibly could be contained. None of these things had to happen. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. All right, we've almost made it to the end of the Suze Orman Show, but before we go, there's still one more thing that I want you to know. I have to tell you, tonight's show has seriously upset me. And I don't know if I'm more upset about Juniper, who's a mother, a doctor. She's 40 years of age, racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars, 200 and some odd thousand dollars of student loan debt, credit card debt, and so forth, and doesn't have the money to pay for it. And she just didn't pay attention. She wasn't being responsible with it, and now she's in big financial trouble. Or am I more upset about Sasha, whose mother took out a $100,000 student loan in Sasha's name, has not been paying it, so it's going to grow. Who knows what else Sasha's mother has done, but Sasha feels like, it's all right, she's my mother. We have a strong bond. Really? Really, Sasha? So, I don't know. All of these things have upset me. And the reason that they've upset me is none of these things had to happen. I want you to know that every single financial disaster in your life very possibly could be contained, could be controlled, could be handled if you just got involved with it right away. If you just took steps before it happened to protect yourselves. But no, you're all too busy. I have to wonder, what are you busy doing now? You know. Well, I guess I should be happy that you're not too busy to watch the Suze Orman Show, because you join us every Saturday night here, and that I love. So that makes me happy. So therefore, there's only one thing that I really want you to know when it comes to your money, and it is this. Join me every single Saturday night so I can stay happy. But people first, then money, then things. Now you stay safe. Bye-bye.